So one of the things I see happen for new agents when they get in the space is they see people succeeding in all these different areas of insurance. This guy's killing in annuities. This guy's killing in P&C. This guy's killing in ACA. And you'll see him like, oh, I just want to do it all. Like, well, you can't if you're new. It's going to be extremely difficult. So you kind of need to pick a path, stick with that path. And Landon McCarter actually said this one day, and I love the statement, but it's you have to move in long obedience in a single direction.
Yes.
Right. And all of these little distractions can be obstacles that can create breakdown or breakthrough in your business if you're not careful.
Welcome back to one of my favorite guests in the whole wide world, Mr. Tony Merwin. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. It's always anytime I get to interface with you and hang out, whether it's virtual or in person, I don't care. Sign me up. I love being around you. So it helps me be a better person. So anytime I can participate with your stuff, I'm all in to win.
Thanks, brother. Well, dude, you have, by the way, because you're on 8% virtual, yes, which we'll talk about, but you're also on every single roadshow for an entire year. So, I mean, your power players, like you're 8%, you're all of it, man. Like this dude is committed, ladies and gentlemen, right? This dude always shows up. He cares about people. He's also great at navigating relationships, which is really important in our business, which I respect and love about you, by the way. So why we've got Tony back, by the way, okay, real quick, is we've got 8% virtual. We're expecting over 10,000 agents, right? You can use code Tony to get $50 off, by the way, if you go to 8percentvirtual.com, coupon code Tony. Okay. That's a one-day virtual event. It's February 18th. Tony, I love bringing you around, man, your energy, everything you're doing. What can people expect to learn from you at this one-day experience?
I'll be honest, I'm between a couple of different topics that I want to hit all on the same theme, because obviously the theme of the 1% or the 8% virtual is breakthrough in 2022. And when I think of breakthrough, I also think of the opposite of breakthrough, which is breakdown. So anytime we're faced with an obstacle in life, that's the choice we have, right? Are we going to break through and have progress? Like if you look at the definition of breakthrough, it means progress. It means achievement, right? Forward motion, whereas breakdown is the absolute opposite, right?
Yes.
And no matter how significant or how big that obstacle may be really doesn't matter, right? Significant to you might not be significant to someone else, but it doesn't matter. If you view that obstacle as significant in your path, well, then by all means, it's significant, right? Yeah. And then what happens is ultimately you have to make a choice. Are you going to find a way to navigate around that obstacle, no matter what it might be, and break through to progress, or are you going to let that obstacle stand in your way, overwhelm you, and create breakdown?
Yeah. I love that, buddy. That's so good. What I mean, I would say that a majority of our agents, and I'm also curious too, when you guys are listening to Tony, like I would love for you to vote and like comment. Not only I'd love you to jump in 8percentvirtual.com, use coupon code Tony, but also love you to give him some feedback on a couple of the areas that he's really thinking about from a speaking perspective. Because we may get, hey, 90% of the agents may say, dude, talk about this. And hey, that may help him, right? That may give him some feedback, you know? When it comes to new agents, because I would say we'll probably have 80-90% of our audience will be in their first few years of the business, and 8% virtual out of the 10,000 people, I'd say 8,000 plus will be like newer to the space per se. What are some advice for some new agents? What are some tips that you're going to tie into 8% virtual that you can also share and help people right now as well?
One of the things that I've been harping on recently, and this definitely can tie into breakthrough, is I see a lot of new agents when they come into the space, that, especially with the amount of technology and information that is now thrust upon people, right? It used to just be the TV and it's simple, but now we have all these different social media platforms and there's information just streaming into you regularly. So one of the things I see happen for new agents when they get in the space is they see people succeeding in all these different areas of insurance. This guy's killing in annuities. This guy's killing in P&C. This guy's killing in ACA. And you'll see him like, oh, I just want to do it all. Like, well, you can't if you're new. It's going to be extremely difficult. So you kind of need to pick a path, stick with that path. And Landon McCarter actually said this one day, and I love the statement, but it's you have to move in long obedience in a single direction.
Yes.
Right. And all of these little distractions can be obstacles that can create breakdown or breakthrough in your business if you're not careful. So if you can really pour yourself into one lane and focus on that and have that long obedience in that direction, that's going to help you break through a lot easier, because you're not going to have the distractions. If you only written 4 apps, you have no business out there trying to pick up every single product under the sun and every different line of business. Like, focus on what you're good at it for now, or what you're learning at.
Yeah. I love that. That's such a good thing for people to learn too. Is like, dude, riches are in the niches. Like, let's just focus down. Let's dominate a market, right? And I'm sure you see that a lot around the industry, where people are like, man, dude, this Medicare thing, bro, like I'm not crushing it yet, So let me go over here and I'm gonna do this. Oh, nope, I'm gonna go do this, right? Oh, no, I'm gonna go do this. Also, too, they can do that with their company they're with, by the way. Like, it's real easy to think everything is always better on the other side of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Won't you speak to that as well? Because I believe in maximizing the opportunities that you're given when you get that chance.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to companies, whether we're talking maybe about insurance carriers or maybe if we're talking about hierarchies, it's important that you make sure, number one, that you align yourself with the right tools, the right mentors, and so forth. But you have to give everything that you have into that space and allow it to reciprocate. If you're not giving your all, then you can't blame it on the company, the leads, the hierarchy, the mentor, whatever. If you're not putting 100% forth effort, then you have no excuse to blame an outside source.
Yes.
Tyler Reese talked about this at Medicare Con, actually. He said, you don't have an upline problem, you have a Johnny problem. Yeah. And you need to look within yourself to figure out what you're falling short on. And until you know that you're giving 100% effort absolutely every day and you're not getting it reciprocated, okay, now let's start to have that conversation. But until then, you got to look within and see where you're falling short on that relationship first.
Yeah. Why do you think that, to go back to 8%, why do you think 92% of agents fail in their first few years?
Ultimately, it comes down to, in my true opinion, it's work ethic. Ultimately, right? And there's a lot of other factors involved. But ultimately, I think work ethic is the number one thing, because one thing that's true about insurance, you can't fail if you don't quit, right? That was the theme of the 8% virtual last year. And it's true. And I'm walking proof of that. I am not a superstar salesperson. I've gotten a lot better over the years, but I've been in insurance for 18 years and I was terrible for a long time. But I understood the compounding effect of insurance, right? And the renewal factors and so forth. So if you're average, even as long as you're willing to stick with it, you're going to make a great income. It just might take you a little bit longer than the other guy. Yeah. Right. So don't compare yourself to some of the superstars are in the space that are out there, making 100K in their first year. They're scaling it to $1 million in 3 to 5 years. Don't compare yourself to those guys. Compare yourself to the guy that's on your same playing field for the newer. Like, if you're an agent that's been out there for a year, focus with the agents that have been out there for a year. Certainly always network with the people that are above you, because they're the ones that are going to pull you along and give you the tips and tricks and the motivation and the mentorship to improve your skill set. But don't be like, man, I suck because I'm not Cody Askins. I'm terrible. Right? You're not doing yourself any favors that way. So compare yourself on a level playing field, look up to the people in front of you and learn from them, and then ultimately pour your work ethic into your business. Yeah. Especially for the first 3 years, you have to be 100% committed and know where you're going. And part of that is this is another reason why a lot of agents fail. They don't have a purpose. They don't know what it looks like at the end. They can't imagine what the end result looks like. And if you do not have a vision of that, then you have no direction. And that makes it hard to pour in your work ethic. If you don't know where you're going, you're going to half-ass it most of the time anyway. And you might ramble around and stumble across success, but ultimately you got to have an end vision and a purpose to know where you're going, and that will drive you towards it.
Yes, I heard someone say one time, far too often we compare someone else's end to our beginning. Right?
Correct. Well said.
Yeah, I don't know who said it. I can't take credit, but I guess I will on this call. What does if someone's considering joining 8% virtual and being a part of this thing, they can use coupon code Tony for $50 off, by the way, and get their ticket for under $100 for the whole day, 17 speakers, all that. Why should they do that right now?
They should immediately do it because the information, number one, the people I think you have 17 speakers on this thing. I know most of them, and they're not schleps. Like, you have superstars, 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners are going to be on that virtual giving tips. They're going to be, I would bet because I know most of the speakers are probably going to be sharing some stories about their own breakthroughs that they've experienced in the business. You'll probably be able to relate with some of that and be like, oh, wow, that's a message that I need that message right now because I'm in that space, or I've had that problem, or I can relate with that. So tune in, because you're going to find people that you can relate to, that have been through the same experiences that you're going through or have gone through. And you're going to get some great messages and mentorship from people that are at that end result that you want to get to. So if you're an agent that you haven't defined your purpose and your end goal yet, that's definitely one reason to tune in, because you're going to get some great examples of end results that you can drive to and start to define your purpose. And then now, again, this is back to the other message: pour in your work ethic and fill it out. So anytime you can surround yourself and hear from people that are absolutely very successful in this business, you should put down your pencil, put on your earphones, and listen, because they're going to drop great information if you're willing to listen.
Tony Merwin, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, he's going to be there February 18th. Tony, myself, 15 other incredible speakers, trainers, and coaches that are going to pour into you, help you an entire day, one day. I didn't even mention that all the 17 speakers are coming to Springfield to speak live to an interactive screen audience. We've got a whole AV company running this thing. Like, we've got really committed this year. So I'm telling you, go to 8%virtual.com, get registered, spend some more time with Tony and I, and use coupon code Tony for $50 off. Dude, appreciate you, and we'll see you February 18th.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you.
Thanks, brother. If you love this video, you know I got another one that you're going to love. I got a video just to your right here. Click on that. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it, and I'll see you there. So let's talk about your success as a captive agent with State Farm for the first 6. What did that look like?
So
This is permission to brag on yourself.